What's going on, guys? It's time. Alright, we're going to talk about this DNA 200 for sure. We're also going to talk about the Super Tank. Been really enjoying this thing. So, we'll start with the Super Tank. I don't really like the stock coils that come with the Super Tank. However, the Atlantis V2 coils rock in this thing. I mean, it's phenomenal. I've got the Atlantis V2 0.3 ohm coil in here, and it's great. This is basically a cheap Triton. If you don't want to spend $40 on a Triton, you want Atlantis with top fill, this is it. Oh shit, not tight on my mod there. Unscrew the top, dump it down that big ass hole you see right there. Screw the top back on. No messing with airflow, no turning anything else. I haven't had a single gurgle with this coil in here. It's just been great. It's nice and warm, saturated. And at 63.5 watts. Phenomenal. Pick one up. They're $20. I mean, if you're using, I was using my V1 Atlantis forever. I'd take the airflow control ring off, which made it a little bit nicer. This thing kicks its ass. More juice in it. The convenience of filling it's way better. I'm a big fan. Alright, so let's dig into the DNA 200. That's what probably most of the people clicked on this video for. I really like it. It's a nice board. I'm not going to review the mod. I built this mod. I am definitely going to talk about the board itself and a few other issues that I've found so far. One, so you can completely cut. If I show you guys the screen, my camera just doesn't pick it up well. I've tried a whole bunch of different ways. Doesn't really work. So it looks exactly like a DNA 40 big screen. Exactly. It functions exactly like a DNA 40. I'm not going to go into exhaustion on how it works because if so many people out there, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen 10 other videos about other DNAs. It works the same, essentially. There's a couple minor differences. One is you have different profiles. So when you lock your wattage, you can double click up or down. You can double click either one and go to the profile you want. This one I have labeled Super Tank. Click your button and you're in Super Tank. Pretty cool. The only thing I don't like about the double click up and down thing is that I changed this in my pocket once, and I changed it to my dripper, which is at 115 watts, and I hit my Super Tank at 115 watts. It was actually a pretty nice hit. Hang on, I got a phone call here. It was actually really warm drag, but I instantly my coil. Come on, man. Instantly, my coil pretty much fried, and I got the one hit out of it. And then I had to go around the rest of the day with a substandard coil, which was not the greatest. But I wish they had made it a little bit different to change the profiles. Other than that, it's a great board. The other thing that kind of bugs me about it, and it's a real small thing, same with the double click thing. Scrolling. It goes super fast. It starts off slow, goes to a medium speed, and then it ramps way up. It goes really fast. So if you're just trying to adjust, say, 10 watts, you're going to have to click it up and hold it until it gets to about 5 watts up, and then let it go, and then do it again. Otherwise, you're going to go like 25 or 10 past where you want to go, and then you're playing the up and down game. And that's a little bit frustrating. As far as performance, though, it's stellar. Very consistent. It's the same hit, same drag every single time. And it's just gobs and gobs of power. So one of the things I want to talk to you guys about before I throw a dripper on here and show you some more performance. Battery. If you're going to go out and buy a DNA 200 mod, make sure it comes with a really nice battery. And I'll tell you why. This is the second one I built. The first one I built was great. The battery life was not stellar. So I decided to try another battery. And I'll show it to you. It's this bad boy right here. It's from Max Amps. The battery alone was $75. It's got a 100C rating. From what I understand, you multiply the C rating by the amp rating, or the amp capacity, amp hour capacity, which in this case would be 2.8 because it's 2800 mAh. And that comes out to 280 watts. Now, I'm pretty sure the wire on there would fry at 280 watts, but the DNA requires nowhere near to that. I think the max we can draw is like 40 something. It might even be a little bit less. But that being said, so when this when I hit the button and this battery takes a hit, it's just like, oh, okay, like whatever. This doesn't matter to me at all. The other cheaper batteries, they go, they sag way down. At least that's what I'm thinking was happening with my Zippy battery. So with this battery, I've been able to get about 3 days of battery life with this tank on here at 63.5 watts. I use about between 20 to 30 mils a day, which is probably excessive, but whatever. So yeah, battery. If you're going to buy the mod, make sure it comes with a very capable battery. Otherwise, you're going to be using it, and you're going to say the battery life on this thing sucks. Everything else is great. And you're going to get rid of it. You're going to sell it for half the price that you paid for it or whatever. This battery's a little excessive, honestly, but it's worth it to me. I don't have to worry about it. So let's throw a dripper on here. Get a little more of the performance, something a little higher power. I'm going to throw my Q Baddie on here, which has quickly become one of my favorites, if not the favorite. Let's keep picking it up over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and just double click, and I'm going to go to profile 1, which is dripper. I have it labeled. You do that in the eScribe software. Click the button, click it again. Yes, new coil. There we go. It's a 0.23 ohm coil at 115 watts, hitting at 5.14 volts. And use juice. As always, right? Alright, that should be good for a couple of hits. Yeah. So consistent, same hit every time. See how this, 13 drops is dry already. Alright, I'm going to cook a little bit of the juice off and I'll show you guys how it lights off. Yeah, that's good. Alright, so here's a performance test. This is my typical triple 26 core with 32 gauge wrap Clapton, around 3mm. Pops right off. Very little delay. Stellar. The one thing I can take away from this board is that it is just stupid consistent. I mean, it is the same the entire time. And one of the reasons why is because of that 3S LiPo. So this is always doing step down. I forget what the max voltage this thing will put out is. Doesn't really matter. I'm never going to build that high. But let's look at it this way. So let's say this is your battery voltage, right? So let's say on a perfect charge, 12 plus volts. Here's what you're putting out, way down here. You're putting this out all the time. So as your battery goes down, the board's still regulating, and it's got plenty of headroom. I mean, this is dead empty when each cell is at 3.2 volts, I believe, if I remember correctly, which it could be wrong. But I think it's 3.2 volts is when, if the mod finally says, I'm dead, which would be 9.6 volts. You're not going to be vaping 9.6 volts. So this thing is consistent through the entire life of the battery. Many mods out there, I don't care what you say about it. At some point, when the battery's getting low, it's you don't have the power. You just don't have the power because the board's trying to keep up and it's trying to boost cells and do whatever. It just doesn't give you that consistency all the way through your battery. This absolutely does. Absolutely. Battery life's fantastic. This is the second video I've done on it today with this dripper and all the rips I've been taking. I didn't charge this battery last night. I've taken a little bit of hit. You know, I'm down a little bit on the battery, but I'm confident I can throw my tank on here and I can vape the rest of the night, no problem. But this is a badass battery. So that's all I'm going to say, guys. They're great mods. DNA 200, DNA is doing it right. It's safe. It's got all the safety built in. I don't know why. My video is getting a little choppy. I think it's been a little choppy this whole time. Sorry. But DNA really put out a great one on this one. They said they weren't going to play the wattage game, but they definitely did, and I think they killed it. Just killed it. So check it out. Make sure it comes with a really good battery. That's it. If you get a good battery, you're going to love it. If you get a shitty battery, you're not going to like it. That's it, guys. I'll see you on the next one.